everyone. This is It's a Lifestyle with Irene, and today we're gonna do a little cooking. I haven't done any cooking, so I thought today I was going to make two different types of dishes, and I love these recipes that I get from Eating Well magazine. It used to be called something else, and it changed to Eating Well. Oh, it was Cooking Light, and so they changed the name to Eating Well. So today we're going to be making mashed cauliflower with Yukon Gold potatoes. So I've got my Yukons right here, about a pound, and it calls for a head of cauliflower, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with cauliflower rice. This is it's already cut up, and it's just going to be a little bit easier for me to mash. And what it does is the Yukon Golds add a buttery hue to the mash, and with their waxy texture along with the watery consistency of the cauliflower, together combined, it gives a velvety texture to it. So I'm going to be making that as one of my side dishes. And then I'm going to be making, for you tofu lovers out there, because tofu is really good and it's packed with protein, okay? So we're going to be making buttermilk fried tofu with smoky collard greens. That looks so good, doesn't it? It's going to taste even better. So that's what's going to be for dinner tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and prep the mashed potatoes with cauliflower, because I can let that sit for a while. And you know, if you got the time, you can go ahead and make it the night before and put it in the fridge and just heat up when you get home from work. And I bet you anything it can be frozen. So this is something that you can make in a larger quantity, but I'm just making it for just me and Phil. And so I'm going to be doing that and prepping it, and then I'll come back and let you know how's it going. Okay, so I prepped my potatoes, and I cut them up, and I added the cauliflower rice to it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with cold water. I'm going to bring that to a boil for about 18 minutes, and I'm going to drain and then return back to the pot, and I'm going to cook for another 3 minutes at high heat. And at that time, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of sour cream, so it does have some sour cream, and 2 tablespoons of butter. And then once that heats up, I'm going to mash it just like mashed potatoes, add a little salt and pepper for the taste, and voila! This is a great way to hide vegetables like cauliflower in your mashed potatoes for those picky eaters. You know, sometimes the kids don't want to eat, a head of cauliflower, but they'll eat mashed potatoes. So once I'm done doing all this, I'll come back and I'll show you the final product. Thanks. Hi, I'm back. So while the cauliflower, rice, and mashed potatoes are boiling, they're almost boiling, I'm going to prep my collard greens. So I've got some fresh collard greens here, and it calls for a bag, but if they don't have it at the market, you can get fresh collard greens. So I'm going to chop these up in bite-sized pieces, and I'll have these all ready to go. And collard greens are a great source of for people like me who want to prevent from taking thyroid medicine. Anything green is really good for you, leafy greens. So that's why I chose collard greens, and they have a lot of flavor. I mean, it's like sauteing kale or spinach, but I'm going to make these spicy by adding smoked paprika and some cayenne. Oops, just dropped some stuff. So I'm going to cut this all up. So this will be all ready and prepped when it's time to put into the saucepan. Okay, so that's almost done. Oh my gosh, you can smell how good this is right now. Remember? Wish we had smell-o-vision for some of our meals. Okay, so that's already taken care of. And what I did earlier for the tofu is, I will show you. I pressed it. It calls for extra firm tofu. And what I do is I always press my tofu. I put it in between two plates, and then I put a cast iron skillet on top of it to make sure all the water's taken out of it. And that's like the trick. You want to make sure all the water is pressed out of your tofu. So I'm going to slice the big cube in half once. And this is when you're actually, cutting it up and dicing it up in small pieces, that you will cut the cube in half. And then I'm going to slice it like so. So it's going to give me 6 pieces like this that I'm going to fry up in a pan. All right, so this is going to be all ready to go, and I'm going to season it. It's going to be seasoned with buttermilk, panko, let me see right here, panko crust, buttermilk, cayenne pepper, smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and I'm going to dredge it in some into the panko crust and the panko, and then make it's almost like with the buttermilk and the panko, so it's going to be like fried chicken, and it's fried tofu, and it has actually 17 grams of protein. I mean, this is a great source if you don't want to eat meat. This is a great source of protein. I mean, you should always be taking in some protein somewhere, if not in meat, then in other ways, and tofu is a great way to do that. So I'm going to prep all of this, and I will show you what I'm going to do with it later. All right, thanks. Okay, I'm back for a little bit more. Next, we're going to be doing our collard greens. Now, our cauliflower and Yukon Gold mashed potatoes are all done. Check that out. Salt and pepper, and I added a little garlic salt too because I want that little garlic flavor. So we're just going to keep that over there and keep that on low so we can keep it warm to be served for dinner. So in this big pot here, I am heating up a tablespoon of canola oil, and I'm going to put in my collard greens because it says that's what I need to do. And also some water, which it will be half a cup of water. So I'm going to put those in there. You can hear that crackling. So I'm going to get a half a cup of water and also put that in there. And I'm going to cook that for 8 minutes or until wilted. Oh, that sounds so good, doesn't it? And after it's been cooked down and after it gets wilted, I'm going to add some vinegar and some smoked paprika so it gets that smoky flavor. And then I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to take it off the heat and I'll set it aside. And then I'll work on the tofu and I'll be back. Okay, our collard greens are all done. And so next we're going to be doing our tofu in a buttermilk dredge with panko crumbs. So I got the pan already heating right now. And I've got cayenne, onion powder, and garlic powder that I'm going to put into here. And then a cup of buttermilk. Yeah, this might not be shred friendly, but it's very healthy for you though. Because we did get the recipe out of the Eating Well magazine. And it's tofu, for goodness sake. It's good for you. So I'm just gonna whisk that a little bit just to mix it. And yes, gotta have your glass of wine while you're doing this.
A little rosé?
A little rosé. Okay, so I'm going to dredge this in the buttermilk, and then in the panko crumbs, and then I'm gonna put it into the canola oil. Woo! And then I'm gonna serve it with some spicy red chili sauce that Phil, actually this is a mild one for me. This is spicy for Phil. It says to serve it with a spicy honey, which I don't have, but I'm sure I can make it a spicy honey. So we're just gonna let these fry, just like fried chicken. And as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna plate, and then I will be back to show you my final meal. Okay, I'm back for the last time. So I cooked up and we fried the tofu in some canola oil. And this is the final project right here. Let me get the color better right there. There you go. So we added a little red chili sauce. Here is my mashed cauliflower and Yukon Gold potatoes, collard greens, and our buttermilk tofu. So Phil will be the guy who gets to benefit from this today, and me. So happy cooking, and I'm glad you guys watched this video. Remember to follow me and subscribe to my It's a Lifestyle with Irene on YouTube, and I'll be posting some more cooking shows. And if you guys would like this recipe, just drop me a comment here on this post, and I will be glad to send it to you. So you guys have a great Thursday, and I will catch you later with It's a Lifestyle with Irene. Bye-bye.